Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative Headline News. I'm your host, Nathaniel Rajkumar. Please stay with me for the next 10 to 15 minutes as I highlight the latest news events and provide commentary for February the 11th, 2026 regarding local, Trinidad and Tobago, regional and international security, political and social issues. Starting off, of course, locally here in Trinidad and Tobago, leader of government business in the Senate and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Darrell Alaha, says the Civil Division Bill 2026 is intended to address long-standing structural and staffing deficiencies within the judiciary. Probably that's why it takes so long for a court case to finish, to conclude. The bill provides for the establishment of 3 specialized subdivisions within the Civil Division of the judiciary to improve the management and resolution of civil matters, including the introduction of staffing arrangements for the respective subdivisions to support their operations. Senator Alaha said the government has a duty to help and assist the judiciary to reform its mandate and role, and that measures in the bill relating to the hiring of staff on contract are because of the failure of the Service Commission system under the Constitution. The bill was later passed with 29 votes for, no votes against, no abstentions. I hope this could actually even end up benefiting when it pertains to the criminal court as well. We want justice to be served, right? We want the highest form of justice in Trinidad and Tobago to be resumed. And therefore, we need court cases to start concluding completely appeals and whatsoever within the 5-year time frame.
When we speak about human resource management and we speak about staffing and we giving the judiciary the tools and the ability to hire, it's because of a long-standing problem. Senator Albari asked the question several times. He seems to have a fixation with the Honorable Prime Minister. What has changed? What has changed? As the Honorable Attorney General said when he opened, it is the duty of a government to bring to the Parliament measures which can assist the judiciary. And they must be brought within a constitutional structure.
Crews from the ministry's Highways Division have carried out cleanup operations at and around the St. Anne's roundabout, removing debris, cutting overgrown vegetation, and power washing key areas. Of course, these roles used to be fulfilled by the URP and CPEP in the past, but I am thankful that those programs have been eliminated. And I really like this new program. What I continue to say is that there's need to hire a whole lot more people so that they could provide this function or service in the community areas as well. The work forms part of the ministry's nationwide program to improve the upkeep of public infrastructure and major transport corridors aimed at enhancing safety and maintaining a cleaner, more orderly environment. Officials say the effort is being supported by more than 1,800 workers. That needs to become about 6,000 to be able to fulfill the duties properly throughout the whole of the country. Recruited under the October 2025 National Recruitment Drive, boosting the ministry's capacity to sustain maintenance across the country. Of course, giving credit when credit is due. This is definitely beneficial for 2 reasons. People are being employed, and also the highways and the main roads and so forth are being maintained properly now, after being neglected by the PNM for many years. Trinidad Cement Limited yesterday followed through on its proposal to increase the price of its cement bags by 15% as a result of the direct and significant impact on its cost of production of the 77% increase in its natural gas price imposed by state-owned National Gas Company. But Tanku told them, don't do it. He knew very well they would have had to do it. In a letter to its customers last week, Monday, the cement producer said, while TLC remains deeply concerned about the broader impact of these gas prices on your business, end users, and the construction sector, it necessitates a 15% price adjustment effective February 9th on sacks of cement. When contacted yesterday, several hardware owners and operators confirmed the increase in the price of TCL's cement bags. And what's the sad thing about it? Up to last year, UNC supporters would have been saying that PNM is making it even harder for individuals to be even able to construct their homes. Remember, everybody was celebrating rock hard cement returned to Trinidad and Tobago. Well, now, really and truly, you have no choice but to buy rock hard cement. And yet, the rock hard cement isn't that cheap, affordable either. People think, but I can't remember the exact price of it, but it's still cheaper. But the fact remains, this is directly because of the decision to increase the price of natural gas. And you know, the UNC patriots are silent. Last year, they would have been saying, PNM is destroying our country. Now, all of a sudden, nothing is wrong in raising the prices of natural gas. Probably they will support raising or removing the remaining subsidies on gasoline as well very soon. Yesterday in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Dr. Godwin Friday, presented his first national budget. The budget, totaling $1.9 billion, is centered on the theme From Rescue to Resilience, Building One Nation Together. Let's hope he genuinely means that. In this presentation, the Prime Minister outlined what he described as the realistic truth of the country's economy, contrasting it with the outlook of the former administration, which he said was neither reflective of nor in the interest of the people. Sounds like PNM, eh? The finance minister noted that they will be reviewing projects and contracts passed by the ULP administration just before the elections. PNM again. PNM did that just before the elections. Also, in his budget presentation, the Prime Minister highlighted the stark reality of poverty in the country, particularly in communities classified as red and orange zones following the volcanic eruption. He said his government will be addressing this issue with a focus on reducing the high unemployment rates.
Madam Speaker, we gather today at the beginning of a new chapter in our national story. This is a time for truth. It is a time for courage. It is a time for the hard work of transformation. For too long, the true state of our nation has been obscured by glossy statistics that do not match the lived reality of our citizens. Today, I am here to open the books and lay out the unvarnished facts of our social and economic condition with the respect that our citizens deserve.
Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa has defended the government's 5-year strategic plan for the Guyana Sugar Corporation, insisting that the sugar industry can return to profitability by 2030 through aggressive mechanization and factory recapitalization. I'm telling you, everything that Irfan Ali continues to do is to benefit the people of Guyana. And this is also important. The sugar industry is important, people. We should be focused on that here in Trinidad as well. Cannot reopen currently closed down permanently, but reopen some smaller form of it now. Speaking during the Committee of Supplies Consideration of Estimates and Expenditure, Mustafa on Tuesday said the plan previously presented before Parliament is designed to change the modus operandi of the corporation and put it back on a sustainable footing. It's just like how we need to reopen Petrotrin here in Trinidad and Tobago because that's the backbone of our economy. Right. Don't listen to the naysayers who will say, oh, that the sugar industry, the company will not be able to make a profit. Once managed properly, any company will make a profit. Dr. Delroy Frey, the clinical coordinator at the Cornwall Regional Hospital in Montego Bay, St. James, Jamaica, says some sections of the facility has been restored to pre-Hurricane Melissa functionality following repairs. Months later, but thank God it has been done. Frey's pronouncement comes on the heels of another announcement that the Mount Salem-based hospital is set to be the recipient of a 100-bed medical dome which is intended to ease the patient load on the Western region's only Type A hospital. This is good, and whoever donated that, thank you very much. And much more humanitarian aid and support is needed, and financial support is needed from CARICOM brothers and sisters and the world especially. They have the finances. They have the financial capability to help us. Stop helping Gaza alone. Help us here in the Caribbean as well. International news: President Trump told Larry Kudlow that America's economy should be growing at 15 or 20%, but blames the Federal Reserve for slowing the economy over inflation years. Every time we are growing, they stop it by announcing that we are going to raise interest rates. Now, you see, the thing about it is, that is what I was trying to show UNC supporters up to yesterday. You all rightfully like a lot of what Trump is doing. Some of you, not all of you. And Prime Minister Kamala Persad likes Trump to a great extent. But you're still following the Democrat socialist style of governance, which is increased taxes and regulations and so forth. Trump wants lower taxes, lower fees, all these different types of things to make to give back purchasing power to the citizens, to the American citizens. You are not following in Trump's footsteps and the Republicans' capitalist footsteps at this point in time. Prime Minister Kamala Persad decessor. Now for the interesting facts segment. For years, the headlines have been dominated by fears of artificial intelligence taking jobs away from the people. But a bizarre new trend suggests the opposite might be starting to happen. According to new reports, AI is now hiring humans to perform real-world tasks and is actually paying them for the labor. Can you imagine that a computer hiring people now? Wow. This shift marks a significant moment in the evolution of the gig economy. I just look at it as though we're heading even further and further into the end times, where the employer is no longer a person or a corporation, but an autonomous digital agent. But these digital agents are still owned by real human beings. You get tired. These AI agents, often operating on blockchain networks or through specialized platforms, are programmed by who? Humans, to achieve specific goals but lack the physical body or legal identity to execute certain steps. To bridge this gap, they are outsourcing work to humans. This can range from simple digital tasks like solving captchas that the AI cannot bypass, to real work errands like verifying a physical address or calling a store to check inventory. The humans are then compensated, paid, typically via cryptocurrency or digital payments, completing a transaction where the boss is code and the employee is flesh and blood. But where are they allocating these funds? Well, I guess the AI generating the revenue from whatever service they are providing, but it's still created by, programmed by human beings. So I'm sure it's the human beings that created these AI programs benefiting as well still. So you're still working for a human, indirectly. Closing off now with the travel segment. Arizona, the Grand Canyon state, is a premier southwestern destination renowned for its dramatic sun-drenched landscapes, spanning from the iconic Grand Canyon and red rocks of Sedona to the saguaro-filled Sonoran Desert. With over 300 days of sunshine, wow! It offers year-round outdoor adventures, including world-class hiking, golfing, and stargazing, alongside rich Native American and Old West heritage. that brings us to the end of today's headline news. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe most of all. In Jesus' name.